Good morning. I want to talk a little bit about point of view in literature. I'm going to stick to first person and third person as the most common types of point of view used by authors. So first person point of view is from the perspective of I. That means that the person speaking, the character speaking, is saying, I did this, I did that. For example, here's a Raymond Carver book. I was drinking scotch and milk with a sliver of ice. Sheila was leaning on the drain board. She watched me from her little slits of eyes. I took some of my drink. So if I like that person who's saying I, that's an interesting thing for me to read, and I enjoy it. Sometimes I don't like the I, or I don't trust the person who's speaking. Like, for example, I said, if my cousin Kevin said, I drove 90 miles an hour down Wade Hampton Boulevard, and I'd say, oh, that's just Kevin, he lies, so I don't believe him. That could be that kind of a relationship you might have with an I character. Now, third person can be limited, omniscient, objective. The most common is limited. But really, third person isn't from that third person's perspective. We're just sort of, it's almost like we're walking along beside him. For example, this is White Fang. And this is about a wolf. And he came to the surface, and the sweet air rushed into his mouth. He did not go down again. Quite as though it had been a long-established custom of his, he stuck out with all his legs and began to swim. So it's like we're watching him, but we're only with him. We're not watching, we don't understand everything that's going on. We're pretty much only with him. Now, if he was in first person, it would be kind of goofy, because he would be saying, I was swimming across the river, and then we'd be, it would be something like, a talking wolf, which could happen, but not in Jack London. Now, third person, where we're with more than one character, here's Frog and Toad, a kid's book. One day in summer, Frog was not feeling well. Toad said, Frog, you are looking quite green. So we're pretty much in Frog and Toad, two characters. So often we're usually in one character in third person, sometimes two characters, and sometimes more. If we're objective, we're looking down on the characters and sort of seeing everything that everyone's thinking and doing. That's a little bit hard to understand when we're the reader, because we can't do that as human beings. I hope that helped with a little bit with first person and third person point of view.